Hey, shalom, shalom. First thing and foremost, I want to give all praises and glory and honor that's due to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakakadash. Double honors being to the elders and the apostles of the great millstone. Blessings and salutations to the hopeful elect. Noise in the gospel, bro. Lifting up the standard of Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, wherever it may be. Hey, real quick, it says members of Congress and their staff are exempt from Biden's mandate. Hey, man, these are a bunch of fucking tyrants, all right? For one thing, you got to ask yourself this. Why are they exempt from such and such, but they're pushing it so hard on the populace? Just off this alone, this should be the cause for riots and outcry and stuff like that. And I mean, you do have pockets of people that are protesting this mandate. I mean, they are. A lot of people are walking away from jobs, etc. But we don't know if they're gonna really, if it's gonna pass in court. But eventually, they're gonna find some way to how to finagle it through. Because I remember about a month ago, this creep said, they asked him a question. They said, "Would you mandate through all the country?" He said, "Well, I don't know about that. That's something that I'm looking into." And then somehow this dude found a loophole through the healthcare system, something about the health organization or something. He found the loophole somehow to be able to get this to fly by. Okay, which they write their own laws. They choose and pass or pick and choose what they want to pass and promote. Okay, they just have to go around getting around the people say so. But really, the people say so don't even make a difference because they've got so much shit past you and you just let them. They're like, okay, these people ain't gonna do nothing any goddamn way. All right, but nonetheless, man, people are pissed off at this because it's to the point certain hospitals they're not delivering babies based on they don't have enough workers because a lot of nurses and so forth have walked out of their jobs. Okay, and that shows you right there, these are people that's administering or that's supposed to be giving these particular things, and they said fuck that shit because they know. So if you got doctors and nurses and so forth that's walking away from their jobs, what's wrong with you damn niggas? And for the most part, Jake ain't really dealing with it, but Jake is folding because I seen a couple of comments in the group meet. It was a couple of females, man, and they were like, fuck, man, I'm mad as hell. You know what I'm saying? I need my job, though, so I got to do it. These people have no hope. They feel like their job is the all be all, the end all be all. They feel like, well, if I don't accept it, then I'm going to lose my livelihoods. Look, man, have some faith. But that's the beauty part of it because this shows you who don't have faith versus who have faith. And as the squeeze comes, then you're going to see more people that's going to start to fall back from it and that's going to start to give in. Prime example, it came out that these guys from Sakari ATL, I heard about 10 to 12 guys, man, received that hokey dope. And all of a sudden, niggas is fucked up, man. One nigga committed suicide. Another nigga is in the ICU. Going down there and get it, which shows you that these leaders of these other congregations, they're not teaching their people life because the last thing you want to do is go down there and get a fucking hokey poke. That's off. And your leader's supposed to be telling you that, man. Like, we straight up said, anybody in Great Millstone that go down there and do it and we find out about it, you out of here, man. So, hey, you brothers, you camp leaders out there, hey, it behooves you to ask your men if they went down there and got that you did, which we know, brothers, sincere brothers, tyrants in this truth, pillars in this truth. We understand that they wouldn't do it because we know the spirit that men have. But you're going to have some brothers that's probably weak, man. And you got to minister to them brothers, man. Weak. And this is why it's good to be in tune with the body to know what's really going on. So therefore you can, come up with the proper protocol as far as decision making. But it says they are made exempt. So why the hell are they exempt and you are not? And which shows you that it's all folly and BS because about a month or two ago, they had him and the demoness that he's with and a couple of other clowns like this guy, Dr. F, that demon. They had these guys allegedly on TV getting that shit, man. And I'm like, man, that's all bullshit. They ain't getting it. They just putting that out there for you people. They don't, man, them people ain't getting this. This ain't, it's all part of a greater plan. Okay, and that's all I'm gonna say. Brothers know where we're going with it. But anyway, I just want to read it. to show you how crazy this is, man. Because it's one of those things: do as I say and not as I do. Because it's to the point they'll start locking people up for not dealing with it, but yet they ain't got to deal with it. And then you should question why. Why don't you, but why do I? And then you got a lot of businesses too that's trying to find ways out of it, because a lot of these businesses, they not even with it. They're like, man, fuck this. You can't do that, man. Like, you got these governors, this guy Mike Parsons, governor of Missouri, he's mad as hell right now. He said, nah, we ain't doing, fuck that. He said, we got to protect Missourians, which they all going to fall in line one way. Because if you continue to go against the grain, the guy's going to come up missing. Okay, because once the federal government mandate the powers to be, you state governors ain't got a goddamn thing to say. You just going to fall in line, or your ass going to be in the bottom of a lake somewhere. So y'all better make a decision quick, you know? But it says President Joe Biden's new such and such for federal employees don't apply to members of Congress. I wonder why. That means the British Parliament, etc., they don't have to go through with it either. They don't have to comply with it. Because this ain't for them. This is for the peons. This is for you people. You're the ones that's useless eating. You're the ones that needs to you the ones that need to go back to the spirit world, is basically what they're saying. It says those who work for the Congress or the federal court systems. How ironic, right? But it says Biden has issued 2 executive orders on Thursday requiring against for workers and contractors who for the federal government. It says he also asked the Department of Labor to issue an emergency order requiring businesses with more than 100 employees to ensure their workers are on a weekly basis. However, Biden's order on federal workers applies to employees of the executive branch. It says the House of Representatives and the Senate belong to the separate legislative branch, and the courts to the judicial branch of the federal government. Okay, so it says Biden's plan, path out of the published on the White House website, makes the effect of the mandate clear. But the plan says, building on the president's announcement in July to strengthen safety requirements for the federal workers, and the president has signed an executive order to take those actions a step further and require all federal executive branch orders to be such and such. But also he signed an executive order directing that this standard be extended to employees of contractors that do business with the federal government as the plan goes on. So as a part of this effort, this was a quote he made. It says the Department of Defense and the Department of Veteran Affairs, the Indian Health Service, and the National Institute of Health will complete implementation of their previously announced such and such requirements that cover 2.5 million people. All right. So once again, man, you people are bound by something that these people are not. Because like I said, I doubt if this man got it. You see the mental conditioning he's in? Ain't no way in hell he's taking something that's going to possibly put his ass 12 feet under. He needs to take it, but, that's not the case. And honestly, man, I ain't even mad at this. I mean, he's a devil, of course. It's just something about him that makes you, it makes you curl up inside because he's that evil. But overall, I'm happy. I'm like, this man is doing what the hell he's supposed to do. All you other presidents was dragging your feet, man. He came in and getting the job done. He's getting it done. Like he said, we're losing patience. All right. So, hey, brothers, we almost at that time. All right. So this is the book of Ezekiel 28, and I'm going to start it too. It says, Son of man, saying to the prince of Tyrus, that says the Lord Yahweh, because thy heart is lifted up, and thou hast said, I am a power, and I sit in the seat of power, and in the midst of the seas. Yet thou art man and not God, though thou set thy heart as the heart of a power, right? Because the seas goes into the people, okay, the different governments, the countries, etc. Okay, America is basically in lands policing and pushing damning policies on other nations. And it's going to cause them to go to war behind it, okay? Because Australia, they bugged out. They had a guy walking down the street without a hoodie on. And when I say hoodie, that means, the whole covering up stuff. You know what that means. But they basically bugged the hell out, man. Authorities and everything over a guy that was just walking down the street without it. And you Australians, man, you're stupid as hell because you have no way to defend yourself. But see, that's the pride of Esau. Okay, they feel that since they in power and that their society has been laid out for comforts for them, they feel that, oh, well, this can never happen to us. And 20, 30 years later, they take your ass over. You willingly consented your weapons over. Like, why would you give up your only line of defense against a government that's tyrannical? And history repeats itself all the time, man. Going back into Stalin, Nazi Germany, Stalin's execution squads, man. All these things, it's been the same thing over and over again. Just you can learn from the Third Reich doing Hitler's or Nazi Germany. You can learn the takeover they did then. That was basically a model for what they're doing now. It's the same goddamn thing. If you pay attention to the history repeats itself. You see? So you people, you allowed yourselves to get taken over by this, and we don't feel bad for you, okay? Because hey, ultimately this is going to lead to your destruction. So it reads here, and it says, "Behold, thou art wiser than Daniel. There is no secret that they can hide from thee, but with thy wisdom and thy understanding thou hast gotten thee riches, and hast gotten gold and silver into thy treasures, and by great wisdom and by thy traffic," which that wisdom they deal with is really that of witchcraft. It's magic, it's sorcery. And you can read about that in Isaiah the 47th chapter. Okay? And it says, "By thy great wisdom and by thy traffic, thou hast increased with riches, and thy heart is lifted up because of thy riches. And therefore thus says the Lord Yahweh, because thou hast set thy heart as the heart of a God. Behold, I will bring strangers upon thee, the terror of nations, and they should draw their swords against the beauty of thy wisdom, and they should defile thy brightness," right? Because you got them being exposed to the point that you have the UN or the United Nations and NATO that's, coming into conflicts with Babylon the Great. You just look at the relationship between America and Turkey, and they're both are allies of NATO alliance, which stands for the National Atlantic Treaty Organization. Okay, same thing with the United Nations, the UN. Okay, they were set up, I believe, in the 1950s or 40s, I think. But it was in a matter of fact, I'm gonna just look it up, man. I'm gonna look up when the NATO nations was established. I don't want to butcher it, but it was that to combat that what they would consider the USSR, the Eastern Bloc. When was NATO formed? 1949. Thought it was around that time. When was the UN? United Nations. Okay, the United Nations formed October 24th, 1945. Yep, so 49 and 45. NATO came 4 years roughly after the establishment of the UN. All right, after the Second World War, to combat the Eastern Bloc, which would be known as the USSR nations and the Republic of China, etc. Those other nations to form the Western nations, to fight the Western nations. Right. So anyway, so it says here, they should defile thy brightness. So yeah, they've been exposed, man. Everybody is exposing them. The shit on the stuff on the mainstream don't even add up. It's questionable, especially when you got so-called reputable workers walking out of these multi-billion-dollar institutions. All right. So anyway, going back into the article here, it says here, it says the New York Times reported on Thursday that the executive order doesn't apply to those working for Congress or the federal court, citing White House officials. It says speakers of the House, Nancy Pelosi, which she's a real demon. Okay, she's just as worse as that Jen Psaki chick. Man, that's a straight devil. It said at a press conference on April 29th that the House couldn't require members to be you-know-what. It says video clips of those remarks gained renewed attention online following Biden's announcement. So here's the thing. It says we cannot require someone to just be such and such. So why are you pushing it on employers? And employers going to push it on their employers or their employees, and they're going to have to make ruinous choices on whether they can eat and feed their families or not, which shows you this man is a devil. It says that's just not what we can do. It says it's a matter of privacy to know who or who isn't, Pelosi said. But it says, I can't go to the Capitol physician and say, give me the names of people who aren't you-know-what. But yeah, you can do that for the average citizen, though. And it says, I can encourage them to make it known, or to others to encourage them to be such and such. So we can't do that, she said. But Pelosi's office reiterated that position in a statement on Newsweek on Friday, saying that the speaker's April 29th remarks were referring to the institution which she serves, saying she cannot force members to be such and such, which is true. It says in August, a group of 19 Democrats in the House wrote a letter to the Capitol's attendee physician Dr. Brian P. Monahan asking him to consider a requirement or a minimum of 2 tests per week for members and staff who can't show proof of such and such. No requirement yet has been put in place, and it won't. Okay, even if they appear to be a requirement, they're not gonna. They don't care about the man. Please do as I say and not as I do. Right. All right. So this is the book of Psalms 94, and I'm gonna start at verses 2. It says, "Lift up thyself, thou judge of the earth. Render a reward to the proud." That's a proud and a bold statement to mandate something on half the population, but yet you exempt from it, man. It says, "Lord, how long shall the wicked triumph?" Okay, and this is a question, okay, that the men of the Lord asking. How long is this devil gonna rule? When are you gonna come back and take this man down? Because he's literally killing humanity. He's destroying the earth. The earth is dying, man. Okay, the earth is totally dying. The ecosystems are all disrupted. You got bumblebees and so forth eating GMOs. You barely see butterflies anymore. The first butterfly I've seen in a long time was yesterday, and it flew on my leg. You know what I'm saying? Other than that, I haven't seen a butterfly in months. Probably they're very sporadic, should I say? You know, and it says here, "How long shall they utter and speak hard things? Go down there and get such and such, or we're losing our patience. You can't work here if you don't. You got to get the MOTB in order to feed your families, etc." Man, okay. It says, "How long shall they utter and speak hard things, and all the workers of iniquity boast themselves?" It says, "They break in pieces thy people, O Lord, and afflict thy heritage." And that's what all this garbage is all about. Okay, this is really was set up to destroy the children of Israel. This right here that I'm highlighting. Okay, and I'm not going to speak on it, but yep, this big word here, these 2 big words here, Biden and Vanessa, that right there is set up to destroy the Lord's heritage. Okay, it says here, "They break in pieces thy people, O Lord, and afflict thy heritage," man, because they physically gonna roll on Jake too. Like I said, man, I was reading in like the comments and so forth. People were literally folding from that shit. They was like, "Man, I don't want to do it, but I got to keep my job," to show you that people don't have hope. I don't have hope in the Lord. These people don't have hope. They're done. They're finished. They're gonna be destroyed. Anybody that went down there and took this man's, you know what? Hey, man, just a matter of time, because they giving people not even 2 years before they started, croaking. So, hey, those of you that took it, hey, I know brothers, the mothers took it, their families took it, their brothers took it, sisters took it, kids are getting ready to take it, baby mothers are taking it. You know what I'm saying? I think my mother even took it. That's why she been silent on it. I think she lied to me, but I think she took it, man, But like Elder D-Man said, too, you're going to have still a plethora of people the Lord going to have mercy on, and we're going to have to heal just to show the Lord's miracle. The Lord going to allow some people that got jacked up by this to be healed just so the Lord can show his power. So, hey, brothers, you may have to heal your mother, you know what I'm saying, just to show the power of the Lord. You may have to, if she's, a true believer. But if she's not sincere and she can't believe, then the Lord just going to say the hell with her. So, hey, this thing is manifold. But it says, "They slay a widow and a stranger and murder the fatherless." Okay. Yet they say, "The Lord shall not see, neither shall the Most High of Jacob regard it." Right. Because they're like, man, this God ain't done shit to us yet. Shit, he's letting us get away with it. In retrospect, he's not. Because the Most High has been upsetting his plan for a long time. He's been throwing monkey wrenches in it. This is the reason why you have whistleblowers, that's going in on this shit. You got more Edomites that's going in on this than Jake. If the prophets wasn't out here speaking on this, hey, man, it'll be all Edomites going in on it. Because Jake don't know what the hell is going on. The only thing in their mindset is mirth, mirth, mirth. Let's get back to normal, Niggas will sacrifice their whole livelihood and die just to go to the club every goddamn weekend. Or smoke weed. Or commit fucking adultery. And it says, "Understand ye brutish among the people, and ye fools, when will ye be wise?" All right. When are you going to wake up and see what the hell is going on around you, man? The world is changing for the worse, and it's just going to get worse. Because these devils, man, they getting ready to crack down on everything. They getting ready to roll on everything. They getting ready to lock shit down, possibly. This dollar is getting ready to collapse. They want to bring in this whole new digital currency, Bitcoin-based madness. And the list goes on. And it says, "He that planted an ear, should he not hear? He that formed an eye, should he not see?" Like, what the hell you people that goddamn blind, man? And we're talking to our people. Because Esau has an idea on what the hell is going on. But it ain't nothing he can do about it. Because he's a victim of his own goddamn system. What can you Israelites say? You got a way out. Esau doesn't. Now fathom that. It says, he that chasten the heathen, shall he not correct? He that teacheth a man knowledge, should he not know? Right. So all you scholars out there that's supposed to be like this, you got this simple ass nigga, what's this clown's name, man? The dude over California, I think a chick threw a peach at his ass or something. This nigga's name is I was just looking him up too. It's a funny looking nigga. He basically said that slave owners deserve reparations too. Could be a tear, some meatball head nigga by the name of matter of fact, I'm going to Elder Brother's page real quick because I know he posted it up there. Give me 1 second, brothers. I'm gonna go to the brother's page real quick. One of the pages. What's this nigga's name? Yeah, Larry Elder, man. That's a man. This is a wicked ass Uncle Tom. This is man. This guy, man. Hey, niggas like this got to be put down. I'll just say it that way. All right, this old gingerbread muffin head nigga, man, he needs to be put out of his misery. California gubernatorial candidate Larry Elder thinks slave owners deserve reparations too. Man, nigga, fuck you. Most I gonna give you reparations, man. You got niggas like this. You know, it's Jake like that perpetuate what's going on in the world. Well, I'm not against it. Of course not, because you sold out, nigga. You know? And it says, and the Lord knoweth the thoughts of man, that they are vanity. Okay, but I'm going to go down a little bit, man. I'm going to jump around a little bit. This is the point I wanted to make. 20, verses 20. Shall the throne of iniquity have fellowship with thee, that frameth mischief by law? That's the point. So, why Jake got fellowshipping with this society, with this man, man? Why you Jakes went down there and put this man in office, knowing that he wasn't going to do anything for you? If anything, Trump did more for you than any other goddamn president. And I ain't even speaking good about Trump, because Trump is a clown his damn self. But Trump was like a true American, man. A red-blooded American. You know? And that's why Esau was so mad out here. He's pissed off that DJ Trump got him out of there. Because Trump made a statement and said he's got an announcement for 2024 that he thinks is going to make people pretty much happy with him. So these devils, man, they can't wait until this man's term is over. You better believe if Trump runs for president, you're gonna have he's gonna win that shit 100%. I guarantee you, if we make it that far and they have another presidential election, which I don't think they will, but you know, who knows, man? Lord's will, we out of here next year. But let's just say if Trump runs for president 2024, man, Trump gonna win that shit. But the elites didn't want him in there because Trump wasn't mandating the such and such. Trump wasn't going to do it. He's like, man, this is people's choice. I'm not going to force nobody to do shit. The elite's like, all right, man, you ain't getting another term. But if he was doing what Biden was going to do, then yeah, he would have stayed in there another 4 years. But eventually Trump, you know, he's rebellious. They would have assassinated him. You know, they was like, look, man, we're going to give you two choices. We get you in there, but you keep going, we're going to put a bullet in your ass. And knowing Trump, he ain't going to listen. So you know what? The whole presidential election, which he did win, but they're like, nah, man, we ain't even gonna have it go out like that. You know, you gotta stand out for this one. We gotta put a man in there that's gonna do what we supposed to do. And hey, Biden is doing it. Antiochus is doing it. Hey, I'm happy, man. Keep going. I'm rooting for your ass, man. You know. But anyway, with that, brothers, I'm gonna end it there. You know, just wanted to speak on it briefly. Giving all praises and glory honor that's due to Yahweh Bashim, Yahweh Shai Bashim Rakakwadash. Double honors unto the elders, the apostles of GMS. Blessings and salutations to the hopeful elect. With that, shalom and a barbabal.